I flew to Thailand to try teaching as a foreign teacher there. But I go back here because of COVID-19.
You go to church and spend the morning there?
Actually, we spend the whole day from morning to 3 p.m. because my husband is the senior pastor. I want to be part of that vision. One day, I want to see myself part of the management team, sitting there and supporting those 5,000.
Boss Claire, thank you so much for jumping on 11 with My Lodi. First of all, you look very maganda today, boss.
Yeah, actually, I woke up with a terrible headache, but
Really?
I'm all good. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the weather here in the Philippines, it's super hot.
Don't tell me that. I can't. Everyone, like, is it hotter than like normal recently there?
Hotter than normal. Actually,
Yeah, right.
I'm observing or comparing last year and this year. When I'm working for the first floor of our house, it's not very hot last year, but this time it's
Really hot.
scorching.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. I'm looking. I imagine it's very uncomfy to live in that sort of heat, but I am looking forward to coming over and spending some time in that heat. Like if I, but yeah, it's for me to come over to the Philippines and hang out for 3 days and get the heat is not the same as trying to live in it. I can appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have air conditioner, boss, in your house or no?
Yes, we have air conditioned, but on our room.
Yeah. So do you guys, and I imagine as well from a cost point of view, you can't run that all day, or you just got to try to do it at night time, or how do you manage that?
Yeah, during sleep time around when my daughter is back home, she usually sleep 3 in the afternoon, so we open that by 3 in the afternoon and then turn it off by 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. And that's wild. Awesome, boss. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. I appreciate you very much. It's really cool to sort of I just want to learn more about you individually as a person, who you are, where your values lie, what you're amazing at, what you're terrible at. No, I don't need to uncover that. But I just want to learn more about you, boss. So let's sort of scoot back. Tell me like a little bit of how you grew up or when you went to school. Let's go all the way back, boss.
All right. Actually, I was born in Davao in Mindanao, but my father had a job here in Manila, so our family was relocated here in Manila, in the Rizal province. So from there, I studied elementary, high school in Rizal province. But when I on my college, I studied in Marikina City. My college degree is Bachelor in Secondary Education. I graduated 2000.
That's primary. Is that primary school?
Bachelor Secondary Education. That is equivalent to a teacher, professional as a teacher.
Yeah. Is that primary school or is that high school?
Secondary, yes. Secondary school.
Yeah. And what is that like in Australia so what years would that be? Like what age groups? Is that like 10 to 15 or is that 5 to 10?
Grade 7 to grade 12.
High school. Yeah, got ya. Yeah.
Yeah, I graduated 2009. 2009. So that's almost more than 10 years ago.
Yeah. And did you teach did you use that degree?
Yes, I I I I was a primary school teacher.
Yeah.
Primary school teacher way back 2000. As I remember, 2014 to 2016,
Yeah.
about 2 years. Because my daughter is also a primary during that time, so I want to be with her. So I
Yeah.
grabbed that opportunity. Her school has an opening for a teacher, so I applied there. And
Wow, that's so cool. When you went to school, like you you taught at the same school that your daughter went to. Is that right?
yes, that's right.
That's cool.
So I will be able to have my own income to support my husband, and also to support our family daily expenses. And also I'm there at the school where my daughter is also a student.
How old is she now?
She's 14 years old.
Wow. You're too young to have a 14-year-old boss.
I was young also to have her. I'm 20, I believe I'm 21 or
Yeah.
22.
Yeah. That's how old you were?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I'm 21 or 22 when I have
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
my daughter.
Yeah. 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 That's so cool. So how long were you teaching for? How many years?
Just 2 years, I believe.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah. And what did you do after that?
Actually I flew to Thailand to try teaching foreign as a foreign teacher there, but I go back here because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
COVID-19 hits, and I took that opportunity to work at BPO or a call center here in the Philippines because they are
Yeah.
offering work from home.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And when you went to, how long did you go to Thailand for?
Thailand, it's just a short,
How long were you there for?
I believe, just 3 months.
Okay, cool. Yeah, easy. And did your daughter go with you then, or she stayed home?
Stays in
Yeah.
here in the
Was that hard?
Philippines.
Was that hard?
Yes, a little hard because I'm far away from my husband and my daughter,
Yeah.
and I really miss the family time together.
Yeah, yeah. It's one I sort of just want to highlight for a second, right? Like you guys as a young family deciding that, the mum needs to, look for a new opportunity to help support the family. Like it's a part of the reason why I think I sort of value your work ethic so much, right? It's like you will do whatever it takes to provide. And you're not looking for sort of handouts or support. It's like you'll roll your sleeves up and just do whatever needs to be done. And in that case, it's like I will move to a different country and leave my husband and daughter behind. Of course, you don't want to do that, but it's like, this is how I'm going to provide. And I just wanted to sort of reflect on that for 2 seconds, boss, because I think it shows and highlights who you are as a person.
Yes, boss. So thank you for that. Yes, because here in the Philippines, it's really hard to in the family just only one person who is earning.
Yeah. And so when you come home, you worked in a BPO. So like, tell me what was that? What were you doing in that BPO?
I was a customer service representative. The account is about healthcare in United States. Healthcare like the card,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, insurance. So I'm helping the members or the clients regarding their benefits, their claims, their the list of the doctors that are in network with their insurance. So I worked there for 3 years, 3 years
Yeah.
and half months, a half year.
And And how was that close to where you lived or no?
It's far. I need to travel, I believe, 1 hour and 30 minutes. 1 hour and 30
Each way.
minutes every day. Yes,
Each,
one
and
way.
that,
Just going there and
yeah.
then coming back home another 1 hour and 30 minutes.
And how did you get, like, what was that commute like? Did you get on a bus? Did you drive? Did you ride? How did you get there?
During that time, we don't have a car yet, so I'm traveling using the public jeepney. You know, have you
Yeah,
seen
I
that when
do.
you
Yeah.
Yes, the jeepney, because that is the one we have accessible in our place.
Yeah. And just to sort of highlight or give like people listening some idea of like what that is, it's an open air bus that people are just crammed on. Yeah.
Right.
And you're not covered for, so look, we already highlighted it, right? The weather is really hot in the Philippines, and when you have like a bus full of people and it's really hot and sweaty and like you're on your way to work and it's already humid and or if it's raining, like you're still going to get wet, right? You're going to get wet in some capacity on your commute to or home.
Unfortunately, boss, my shift is in the evening because I'm supporting USA. So going there, there's no problem with the weather or the temperature because it's already in the evening. However,
Nighttime.
I'm going back home and getting sleep in the morning is it's very hard because during that time we don't have an air condition yet and we don't have our own home or our own house. So it's very not comfortable to sleep in the morning and going home riding on a jeepney.
It's hard. Yeah, that's wild. You've done that for did you say you've done that for 3 years?
Actually, I believe only a month's, boss, because I got hired. I got hired on the BPO company by 2019, and COVID hits 2020, March 2020.
Yeah.
Just a month. So I believe the last day I went to the office is March 2020, and then the company allowed for us to work from home from March to until I resigned.
Yeah, and so when you started working at that BPO, was it like being a virtual assistant an option or not really at that stage?
Actually, I am really I'm getting interested to become a virtual assistant because as the media is advertising it, or other virtual assistant already, as they post it on their Facebook or Instagram, it is very enticing because they can work anytime, anywhere, and they can earn more than what they are receiving from a regular employment here in the Philippines. Yeah. But I have no idea how to become a virtual assistant during that time.
Yeah. So like you knew that it was potentially an option, but you didn't really know the avenues of how to become a virtual assistant or what you needed or like how to find an opportunity.
Yes. I have one, which is Upwork.
Yeah.
But as I can see the profiles there, it's very the other VAs are very high in their profiles, and I don't know. I have no idea on how to kickstart.
I think like Upwork is a great platform, right, for people that are trying to get into it. But like from my experience, at least, I think Upwork can be very project based. Like it's very difficult to find a career there. It's more like, hey, I have a task for 4 weeks or 8 weeks and I need someone to help me, and then you don't.
Yeah, absolutely, boss. That's
Yeah.
what I am also seeing before.
Yeah. And I think that's like when I identified that was one thing that I wanted to change and make different in Virtual Spotter is like, I want to find amazing people like Claire and then provide her an opportunity that will last forever. And, create, and then create an environment, right, that brings out the best in you. You can work from home. You don't have to sit on a chimney next to some smelly person for 3 hours a day. And you can like earn like a meaningful income and provide for your family from home.
Absolutely, boss. And
And
I'm
I
so
think too,
grateful.
well, I think as well, like even like you identify that, right? Like you understand that. And I think, and I'm going to guess, but I think that is a part of the reason why you do such an amazing job. Because if you didn't care about that opportunity or didn't care about this environment, then you could easily just do an average job. But like history says that Claire goes above and beyond and does an incredible job for all her clients. And then off the back of it, you get to have security and support from us forever and ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a virtual assistant. Like, what did that feel like when you first like sort of got like a virtual assistant job? Like, what did it feel like when you started work for us, for example, from home?
All right, boss. So, actually, it is my sister's best friend who introduced the virtual spotter. She told me that, hey, hey, sister, would you like to become a virtual assistant? I go, of course, I want. And then, and then she gave me the email address of the recruitment team. I I emailed my CV, and then from there, the process was very smooth. The process was very smooth, and then um, I trained under Ben.
Yeah.
Yes, Ben trained me, and then I passed the training, and then Bozak sent me a message and gave me my first client in
So
way
cool.
back August 2022.
Wow. That's wild. That's wild. And what
And
did it
we're
feel like?
still and we're still getting strong.
We're still getting stronger, boss. We're not going anywhere. Yeah, we don't miss. What did it feel like when you first got that first opportunity?
When I got my first client, I see to it that we will that the client we will have a good relationship. That I and the client will have a good relationship, and that I I take ownership with her business or with the business. I do not take myself as a virtual partner, just uh, a virtual assistant, but I put myself as the partner of the owner or the
Wow.
client because I want to take care of the business as how the owner wants to take care of it.
That's so cool. Where do you think that you got that mindset from to do that?
Because during the training, actually, Van told us if you are not going to give an impact or not giving, just doing what is expecting from you, there might be an instant that the client will look for another
Yeah.
virtual assistant. So if you don't want that to be happen, make an impact to the
Yeah.
client. Make them feel that they really need you. That you are not an assistant, but you are a partner of the
Yeah.
business.
I love that. I love that so much. And it's a credit to Ven communicating that and sort of framing it from the very beginning because, yeah, it's so important that like we have so much responsibility, right? Like we're in working side by side with the owner of the business to help them grow and support all their growth. Like we are so important. And I think it's cool that we identify that and then try to live up to the standards and expectations that they want. Like if we can help them solve their problems and build a relationship with them that they can build trust and rapport, like it's very, very valuable. So I appreciate and yeah, want to applaud that sort of mindset, boss. Very powerful.
Yes, boss.
What outside of work, what do you do outside of work? Like, do you have any hobbies or interests?
Actually, I am a very family-oriented person, boss. During Saturday, me and my husband and my and our daughter, our family, go go to mall or somewhere else just to refresh, go
Yeah,
bonding, and then in the evening we go to the house of one of my husband's sibling, and then all of my husband's sibling and their families are there, and we play, and they play they play
yeah,
video games, and I, as an auntie,
yeah,
um I take care of my nieces and nephew, because my daughter is already 14 years old, so I
yeah,
miss having little ones. So that's
yeah, yeah,
my job, or
yeah,
my part during
yeah.
Saturdays and Sunday. We're on the church. We're always on the church.
And do you go to church and spend the morning there?
Actually, we spend the whole day from
Oh
morning
wow,
to 3 p.m. because my husband
wow,
is the senior pastor.
that's so cool. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yes, boss. My husband is our senior pastor, because last year, actually today is the death anniversary of my late father-in-law. He was our senior pastor when he died. Um, the leadership was transferred to my husband.
Wow, that's so cool. And how many people are at that church?
We have a regular attendees of 80 adults, and then children's are around 40.
Wow.
And we
That's
have also four outreaches.
what is it?
Four outreaches, church outreaches. So it's like
Right.
an umbrella.
I got ya. I got ya. I got ya. Um, that's so cool. That's a decent church, boss. Like that's a lot of people.
Praise God. Thank God.
Yeah. And so like, how do you like, what do you do? Like, explain to me what that day looks like. You go there and everyone gathers and like you go through like a normal church proceeding in the morning. And then do you guys do you take food there and everyone eats lunch together, or like what happens?
Yes, in the morning we start our worship, singing praise and worship song, and then the word of God. The preacher will share the word of God, and then after that, we will have the lunch together. We will have lunch together.
Do you cook it there?
Yes, there's a specific team who will cook for the
Cool.
lunch, and then after the lunch, there are several meetings for the ministries. Each ministries have their own meetings or fellowships, and then also the leaders, like the senior pastors and the elders, they also have their meetings. So that's the reason why we were staying in the church longer, around 3
Yeah,
p.m.
yeah. So cool. And does the church pay for that lunch for everyone?
Yes, the church.
That's cool.
The church. Actually, the fund is coming from the tithes and offering.
Yeah, yep, 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 yep. Um, yeah, that's amazing. And the kid, is there like like we call it Sunday school in Australia? Is there kind of is that what you call it as well?
Yes, Sunday
Yeah,
school for the
yeah.
kids.
So the kids do Sunday school until they're like adults, and then they go and go and worship in the big church with their parents.
Yes, in the morning, during the praise and worship, or singing praise and worship, the kids are also there. But once it's done, they are separated from other room,
Yeah,
because
cool.
they at the there is a Sunday school. A teacher is teaching them
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the Bible.
yeah. I love that. What are some of your? Do you have any sort of goals or ambitions, like personally, that you have?
Goals. um, yes, of course. Actually, I'm seeing myself um, as I'm sorry, boss. I'm
It's
picturing
okay.
out myself in the
Yeah,
future. Honestly, I'm rooting from your vision, boss. Wherein whenever you send us an email, you're
yeah,
always putting on the end where you are really want to hit 5,000 Filipinos to become a
yeah,
virtual
yeah,
assistant.
yeah.
And I'm rooting from that. I want to be part. I want me as myself. I want to be part of your vision.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I want to be part of that vision. One day, I want to see myself part of the
Yeah,
management team that I'm sitting there and supporting those five thousand five
wow.
thousand
I
Filipinos.
love that. I love that. And that's the thing, boss. I'm gonna need help with that, right? I'm gonna need help. That's really, really cool. It's cool that you bring that up because I was only thinking about that number again this morning of like that number is like I want to support, I want to create like employment, meaningful employment, careers for 5,000 virtual assistants in the Philippines. Like I think it's an amazing goal for us to all to work towards. And I certainly am under no illusion to think that I can do that by myself. Like I need people like you because I have the vision, I have the ideas, but we all need to contribute to be able to help to create value that would allow us to create that many opportunities. So that's really really cool. That like yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it with you, boss. Absolutely. Yeah. That's really cool. So as a mother, as a working mother, do you have like what are some of the values that you try to install for your daughter?
Um, I Okay. As early as now, I always remind my daughter to value her studies. Aim to finish her studies no matter what, and second is to take ownership, on every decision that she is going to make,
Yeah.
because whatever will happen, it is herself who will it is herself that will motivate her to aim whatever she wants. So she needs to take
Yeah.
ownership to every decisions that she's going to make.
Yeah, yeah, I love that, right? And she's gonna make sometimes wrong decisions, likely, right? But it's like the power is like, hey, I made that decision, it wasn't right. I'll own it, and we'll move on. And I think the other thing that like I'm kind of getting at as well is that it's up to her to do. Like you can motivate, you can inspire, but ultimately it's up to her to take the action to do the thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agree with that, boss.
Because like that's like the people that inspire you, if you can only get inspiration when they're around, then nothing's going to happen if they're not, right? So I think it's cool to be inspired and motivated by people, but they can't be the only fuel to drive you forward. You have to have some sort of something internally that wants you to progress.
Yes. I believe
Yeah.
I agree with that, boss. It's only at the end of the day, it's only yourself who's going
Yeah.
to kick your to
Get your
push
butt.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing as well, right? Like, I think it's about like this is something that I've given a lot of thought, and it goes back to the amazing job that you do as well, because you don't work in a BPO, right? You work at home. There's no one at home watching you work, right? So it's like, is Boss Claire doing her job? Like, I can tell from your output. I can't tell by watching you. So like being a virtual assistant, it comes with a lot of responsibility. It might seem that it's a really cool job. You can work from home. You don't have to travel. No one's watching you. But ultimately, there's a huge amount of responsibility to be a virtual assistant, because you are self-accountable to do your job. And I've seen people blow in and out, that they can't hold themselves accountable. They can't do what they know they need to do to serve their client. And then they don't last. So it's like, being a virtual assistant isn't for everyone, because you need to have a high level of accountability. You need to have a lot of structure and support, and have a really strong work ethic and values, because every day you turn up, you have to continue to doing an amazing job. And this is the other thing as well, not only from an accountability piece, but it's hard when you do an amazing job. Sometimes it's only you and your client that see that, right? I don't get to see it. Like Jamel doesn't get to see it. So then if we don't see it, we can't praise you for that, or we can't give you a pat on the back. We can't say, hey, boss, you've done an amazing job, because we all like to get that, right? And in some instances, in a lot of instances, being a virtual assistant, you don't get recognized a lot of the time for the amazing work that doesn't get seen. But you know that deep down, and that inspires you personally to continue to improve and to serve. So like, I think it goes back to you as an amazing person, being self-accountable and doing what is right, even when nobody is looking.
Absolutely, yes. Integrity.
Yeah, integrity
at the highest level.
Yeah, I love that. Integrity. Yeah, for sure. Like, speaking of that, right? Like, and we haven't done a good enough job of this in Virtual Spotter, but it's like, I wanted to really highlight what our values are. Like, what are we, like, who are we as people? What do we stand for? How do we work each day? How do we buy new business? How do we recruit people? And it's through values. So like, I want to bring everyone in on that, right? And say, hey, like, what are our values at Virtual Spotter? And I think integrity must be one. Like, I think that is huge. Like, so yeah, I'm excited to do that, boss. I'm pumped up now. I appreciate you. It's been wonderful to sort of chat and learn more about you, boss. I think you're a superstar. I appreciate all your hard work and effort that you put into Virtual Spotter, and I'm very grateful to be on your team.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss, really, for your wonderful vision.
Yeah.
That I am part of it. And I want to share to you, boss, last year when we had our annual party, I was there, and we had a little chat. I see all the teams, and when the management have their photos, I said to myself, if God is willing, I want to be part of the management team or the support team. And thank God.
Wow.
Yeah, thank God. This coming annual party, when the support and the management will have their photos, I'm there.
You'll be there. You'll be there. That's
and
so cool.
Looking forward for more, boss. Looking forward. Really looking forward more for Virtual Spotter.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's really cool that was a goal and you set out and you achieved that inside 12 months, boss. So congratulations. I'm very grateful to have you on our management team, and I'm looking forward to the rest of our lives building this and helping other people.
Yes, boss. Thank you, boss, for the wonderful time. Really appreciate that.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate that you have this initiative to know your VAs.
Yeah, you're amazing, boss. I appreciate you very much. You have a wonderful day, and are you coming to the party this year?
Yes, boss.
Yeah, let's do it. Are you going to come for a run? Are you going to come for a run with me?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's go. Thanks, boss. Salamat. We'll talk soon. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye. superstar, boss Claire, just an absolute rock star. If anything, like the biggest thing that I get out of that, right, is like that lady's, the level of accountability that she has on herself, and integrity is the right word, right? To be integral, what are we doing? It's incredibly powerful. So like they're the reasons why I love this business so much, is when we can provide opportunities for amazing virtual assistants like Claire. Claire does like an app. I can't even express how amazing she is. She does extremely educated, does like the most amazing work. She's an amazing leader. She wants to grow personally, and as you know, you'll likely hear throughout that episode, she has goals and she will do whatever to achieve them. So that's, you know, one of many superstars that we have in this team, and I'm very grateful to be able to provide an opportunity for Claire. Amazing. I appreciate you all. Peace.